close look at the hottest commodity in the country and ask yourself, with stores completely sold out, just how deep is the desperation?
I have had calls, people wanting to trade in their teenage daughters. One gentleman wanted me to take his used car. Son's tickets.
Tiny 3-line ad in this morning's paper when she realized she bought too many Tickle Me Elmo. Calls are coming in every 30 seconds.
Offers $350 for one.
That's right, $350 for a toy that retails for $21.99.
Now, would you pay $350 to see something like that? See, I have a granddaughter that does that.
In fact, her granddaughter, Tycho's target audience, showed us none of the spastic, out-of-control desire parents seem to be exhibiting. It's the parents that are jamming the Tycho Toy Company with 2,000 calls a day. Barbara's phone is probably coming in a close second, but not for long.
I'll never do this again, ever.
She's tucking the tickly creatures away, plans to be rid of them by nightfall.
Here they go.
Carolyn Mungo, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
Big, small, brown, black. They come in all shapes and sizes. They're a woman's constant companion, her purse.
I think it was a good invention.
Everything that is valuable is in my purse. There's a family joke, if it's lost, look in my purse.
So what if your purse gets lost, or worse, is stolen?
I would be devastated, and I wouldn't know where to begin.
I cry.
After you stop crying, the first thing you should do is pick up the phone and start canceling your credit cards.
Another thing you'll have to do is you'll have to come here to get a new driver's license, which probably means you'll end up standing in a long line. How do I know so much about what it's like to have your purse stolen? Someone stole my purse today.
Smile real big for the camera.
I soon discovered I wasn't alone.
I'd say about 3 to 4 people a day, besides being stolen or lost.
And that's just in Chandler. As soon as I mentioned a stolen purse, other women came forward.
Stress. It's been very stressful.
It's been hard because I have no identification. I'm trying to get my driver's license with my marriage license because that's all that I have now to prove who I am.
Somehow I felt better. But those of us who are now purseless agree it's not the end of the world and everything can be replaced. Titla, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
PPO person.
They started lining up some 4.5 hours early.
It's been rumored that someone does.
And in that line, we found Mark Dobler, who remembers standing outside the Cine Capri as a 6-year-old to see the first release of Star Wars.
My mom took me to see Star Wars, and how fun it was just seeing it with my little girl.
His little girl Hannah came with some of her Star Wars action figures poking out of her pockets. The Doblers live close.
I've probably spent probably about $1,500 plus dollars on this.
So before the movie started, they showed us some of what's known as their Star Wars shrine.
My favorite is, well, it's in kind of the new version, this one, the one I got.
You've never seen so much Star Wars stuff.
There's a picture on the back of what it looks like.
From board games, card games, action figures, accessories.
I have you now. And it also makes a sound of the ship. And you can also fire.
2 spacecrafts. But the Doblers' fascination doesn't end there.
I've probably seen it 300 plus times. I watch it at least once a weekend.
They can spit out the lines before the stars can. Just watch.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi! Help me!
So You can imagine how exciting seeing Star Wars together on the big screen must be for the Doblers. But it couldn't start soon enough.
Moisture makes the clouds, and it changes the rules on summertime comfort. Here's what we're up against. Under our skin, sweat glands, shown in yellow, release perspiration. The water evaporates into dry air, cooling the skin. But change the air from dry to humid so those beads of sweat don't evaporate, and we don't cool off. Investment. Hydration systems, like this Camelback, lets you wear up to 70 ounces of water on your back. The sipping tube means you never waste any. This is clever. A neckerchief filled with compounds that hold water. Soak it, then freeze it and wear it around your neck.
I think it works. Definitely makes you a little cooler.
The ice feels good, and when it melts, the evaporation around your head may create a bit of evaporative cooling. But as with our own sweat, when the air gets soggy, this won't work anymore. Hats help, whether it's humid or bone dry. But dermatologists say get one with a brim of 3 inches or more for the best protection. Shade from a hat can knock 10 degrees off the heat on your face and head. Here's what does work when the humidity goes up. High-tech wicking fabrics like Coolmax polyester. Soak an all-cotton t-shirt and it'll hold up to 7 times its weight in water. Now this works for you on a hot, dry day. Polyester won't hold as much water and in the sun dries out far faster than cotton. Cooler against your skin on a hot, muggy day. These little battery fans will work, but only if you hold them close to your face. The point is 99 degrees. Once the air reaches that temperature or higher, blowing more of it on you, even with a big fan, is actually can't carry gadgets and can't change into high-tech fabrics. But this is a summertime lifesaver for them, a collapsible nylon fabric water bowl. With this, there's no excuse for a thirsty dog anywhere you go. Steve Filmer, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
Well, everyone, I got a nostalgic something to do for you. If you need some nice place to go with your sweetie, or maybe you just want to relive the good old days, we are at McAlpine's Soda Fountain, and I'm talking an official soda fountain, right, Sherry?
That's right.
You guys know the modern day stuff here.
That's right.
How do you mix up those sodas?
Oh, we have old-fashioned ice cream, old-fashioned shakes. Which one would you like?
All of the above, I think.
All of the above.
Yeah, tell us, this place has been around for how long?
Since 1928.
Wow, probably one of the oldest places in the valley.
It is the oldest.
And you have all kinds of stuff around here. Tell us about some of that.
We have a lot of antiques, quite a bit of antiques. Practically everything in here is antique.
Your old booths and everything?
Yeah, the booths, they're antique. Practically everything in here is pretty much original.
Why do you think people like to come in here?
It's original. There's no other place around like this.
I noticed you know a lot of your customers by name.
Oh yes, it's like Cheers without the alcohol.
But with the cherry limeade instead.
Right, right.
All right. Well, Sherry, this is a wonderful place you got going here, McAlpine's Soda Fountain. It's something to do.
These boys say they're here to cruise.
We'll be like,
You get the brown ones.
These girls say they're here to spend money.
I bought my little nephew a pair of socks, and I bought some, like a necklace and nail polish.
But should their cruising or shopping come with a time limit? Some parents say they like the idea of a curfew at the malls.
These are good.
Without rules and laws and regulations, the society is going to go haywire, you know, so you got to start something.
But teenagers say if they couldn't come to the mall, they'd be stuck on the streets.
a lot of times it's better hanging out here on a Saturday night, Friday night than cruising around on the street getting shot or getting messed around by people, you know.
Some merchants agree.
There's a lot of problems with fights right around here, but there's security guards who are you know, can take care of that. So I don't think that a curfew's the answer. There you go.
Here at the Fiesta Mall, there is no curfew, but they do have one of these, a code of conduct. You can't fight, spit, run through the mall, bring a weapon, and if you're under the age of 12, you must be with an adult. We don't believe in a curfew. We don't really feel there's a reason here for it. If you're here shopping, our doors are open for you to shop.
Morgan, you got to see these. I love them. Happy faces.
But some kids say a curfew may not be a bad idea. When should they go home?
8:30 or 8:39.
The problem is, that's when the mall closes. Mary Kim Titla, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
517? Okay.
Paying for gas the old-fashioned way can be a pain when you're in a hurry. Some gas pumps can now take your bank card, making life a little easier. But there's a new pay-at-the-pump machine people are talking about, one that takes bank cards, credit cards, and cash. And that's not all. This new gas pump has a video screen. You can watch commercials and public service announcements while pumping gas.
I think it's neat.
Thought it was cool.
For some, the new gas pumps are an escape.
I don't know. You think about, well, what do I got to do tomorrow? What do I have to do later on? This way, it just takes your mind off of all that, you know? You watch it.
For others, the new gas pump is where to go on a cheap date.
It's entertaining while you're standing here. Something to do.
Actually, I think he's kind of annoying.
Filling stations and gas pumps have come a long way since the early 1900s. The oil have now been replaced by...
You know, people are so busy they often miss the news on TV. Who knows? Maybe someday you'll be able to watch 12 News while pumping gas. Mary Kim Titla, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
Little Tanya Monji literally managed to take these pictures after paramedics arrived.
Exciting, you know, just, you know, I never thought it would happen to me, you know, have my baby on the freeway.
The contractions started at 4 this morning in Douglas. Maria prayed they would make it to the hospital in time. The drive from Douglas to Phoenix is 3.5 hours. Raul made it in 3.
A motorcycle cop made Raul pull over in the carpool lane right here between 40th Street and Broadway because Raul was driving too fast.
I will say 85, maybe a little faster, you know.
Paramedic Rich Worth held Tanya first.
I got in, started talking to the mother, trying to calm her down, reassure her that we had done this many times before.
This was only his second delivery. Tanya made a big impression. She won't be easy to forget. Mary Kim Titla, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
In one of the letters that I read this morning, Max is learning sign language.
These children at Campo Bello Elementary are actually paying attention to a geography lesson.
If we look on our map, we can see that he's been all over the world.
He is a teddy bear named Max, who they sent off in a private plane back in September, with a note saying don't come back till the first of the year. His load was light.
A backpack and a diary that was in his backpack that we asked people to write where he'd been, what time he left, what time he got there.
The classes received postcards back from Bali and Singapore. He's made friends in San Francisco and was seen on national news getting off the plane this week in Milwaukee.
Dear Max's class, Max came to visit us on the day we went to the pumpkin patch.
Each letter opens their eyes on the world.
I was shocked because he went to other places which I didn't even know about already. I didn't know other people in different states do some of the same stuff that we do in here. Just reading a book, you don't know everything about it.
The world can be a pretty big place, especially to a group of 9-year-olds. Max is making it easier to grab hold.
So he ended up having a blast. Sincerely, Room 7, Foothills, California.
Carolyn Mungo, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
Charles Barkley knows how to shoot the ball. He averages about 26 points a game.
There you go.
But Daryl Ricker says a device he created could help Barkley score more points.
He's got a good shot, but the wing belt takes it a step further. It helps you dribble better also. It gives you strength not only in your shooting, but it gives you strength in your reflexes.
The wing belt is basically made up with elastic. Is a part-time coach.
Those are the guys that cheat, elbow out, and they don't have a real good follow-through.
Charles Barkley may not be using the wing belt, but a teammate is giving it a try.
Daddy Manning's personal trainer, Carl Horn Jr., he bought one for me.
But can the wing belt help weekend athletes, like the guys in this pickup game, or?
So this will help me.
Yes.
Okay, I played some ball in high school, so let's give this a try without the wing belt. I need some help.
Time to test the wing belt. Let's give this another try.
Okay, here's a shot with the wing belt. There you go. Yes, it works.
Now, if the wing belt can help someone like me, imagine what it can do for real basketball players. Mary Kim Titla, 12 News, Arizona's news station. Heather and Bethany Lewis have different studying habits. Heather likes to study to classical music. She says she's tried studying to other types of music, but when someone is singing, it's not the same.
I can't concentrate. I start concentrating on the words, or it triggers a memory or something like that.
Bethany, on the other hand, says any type of noise can be distracting when she's trying to study.
No, I don't really care for music. I don't really like any noise. I like pretty much dead silence because that way I'm able to focus on the work that I have.
This is how most people study or have studied. It has to be quiet. But recent studies show music, like classical music, can help stimulate the mind.
So what if your child wants to listen to bands like Kiss while they're studying? Is it possible to concentrate? Experts say yes.
They say it's possible because our children's generation is used to noise, and they learn to tune out music and the TV.
Let's take the example of a train that always goes by your house. First month, you might be really irritated and distressed from it. But over time, you extinguish that. You forget it's there.
But some parents are skeptical.
And so I think that there is some truth to that, though I still wouldn't do the real heavy, loud music.
Some habits are hard to change, even study habits.
Look at a raincoat just like mine.
Denise Galden loves to look for bargains.
Ta-da! Isn't that cute?
Even if the bargains are secondhand.
I've benefited in several ways, from furniture to clothing, 2 items for my little lady friend that can't get around.
But there are now fewer bargains for Denise to choose from. Donations are down at the Goodwill stores. And that's why more people are doing this. They're dropping off their donations on their own because Goodwill can't afford to pick them up.
We'd love to do the pickups if we could. It is cost prohibitive.
There's a reason these donation cards aren't as full as they used to be. It's not because people don't want to give, it's because more people are getting calls from other groups who are in the same business, but they're for profit.
Savers, Thrift World, Family Thrift, Value Village are all for-profit thrift operators.
And according to Goodwill, there are as many as 24 thrift stores who solicit donations under false pretenses.
People have found that it's very profitable to come and give us a call at our home and say we're going to have a truck in the area and give a small percentage back to a charity, leaving 80 or 90% or more of profit that they're taking out of our community.
Those who make the calls aren't breaking any laws, but when Goodwill has to compete for those donations, it hurts people like Denise Galden. Goodwill uses money from the store to help people find jobs.
Here's a cute little pink one.
The next time you make donations to a thrift store, it might be a good idea to find out how the dollars will be used. Mary Kim Titla, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
Okay, which one do you guys want?
That one.
Kids think tattoos are fun,
That one's cool.
even fake ones.
Take your Wile E. Coyote one. Don't.
These tattoos are harmless.
Okay, hold it on there.
But this warning is causing some parents to worry about fake tattoos. According to the warning, a form of tattoo called Blue Star is being sold to school children. Each is soaked with LSD. The warning also says the tattoos resemble postage stamps that have pictures of Bart Simpson, Superman, and Mickey Mouse. Symptoms include hallucinations and severe vomiting.
So I want them to be aware.
This mom says she couldn't believe anyone would give these tattoos to kids.
To what is going on.
These warnings are popping up everywhere. I found this one at a pediatrician's office, and schools are sending them home with kids. But police say the notices are a hoax.
That's right. These warnings are a hoax.
And the way it's written, it incites people.
Police say when they get calls from parents, they pull out their drug identification Bible, which makes reference to the hoax.
It warns parents that LSD is being sold in the form of children's washable transfer tattoos in the shape of a blue star. And according to the book, there's been no reported cases since 1981 when it first came out.
This mom says even if the letter is a hoax, it gave her an opportunity to warn her children about the dangers of drugs.
And that they need to know that if kids do approach them with stuff, that they need to just say no.
For now, kids don't need to say no to fake tattoos. Mary Kim Titla, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
Arizona's news station.